Today we're checking out why I cut off my Trump voting MAGA parents. All right. I went to a predominantly white high school, and I swear a lot of those parents, they were MAGA before MAGA even existed. One of my homies, I couldn't even go into his crib, and he had to pull me to the side and tell me like, hey bro, my granddad is racist. You can't come inside, but we could chill outside in the back. I had to go through that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video, y'all.
But like, I love my parents so much, and like, it just sucks. Because maybe this is always who they were. I just didn't see it. Maybe it's just gotten so much worse. But it's like I'm grieving people that are alive.
Across the country, families are breaking apart as politics reaches deeper into their personal lives. Today, you'll hear real stories from people explaining why they've chosen to distance themselves from their Trump-voting, MAGA-aligned parents. Listen closely. These voices reveal the emotional weight behind a growing divide.
You lied to us. You taught us about charity and helping those in need, that we should do what's right, even when it's hard, even when no one's looking. You used to stop your car to give money to a homeless person or to pick up a piece of litter on the side of the road. Now we know that was about blame, not benevolence. You always thought you were better than those people, that they were the problem and you the solution.
My brother was in town visiting me recently, and we have MAGA parents that we haven't spoken to in 8 years because, again, they're MAGA parents. My brother seems to think it's like, oh, we could agree to disagree. Oh, we can move past it. Oh, we can meet them where they're at. I'm not like that. I don't feel that way. But I do have a relationship with him, and I do love him, and he is not MAGA. So for his own benefit, I went and sat in support while we had this, like, weird dinner with my parents, and I was very shocked and also reassured to find that 8 years later, zero personal growth has taken place. I mean, we're talking like, this is almost a decade, okay? And everything that happened economically and everything that happened politically and even just like what we may have gone through in 8 years as individuals, they are the same people.
I'm so pissed right now. I am fucking shaking. The time has come, y'all. The time has come where I am cutting off my MAGA parents because I can't do this anymore. After
I'm speculating, but she looks like she's probably Hispanic of some sort. And that's another thing that I don't understand. Why are so, like, this is probably going to be an unpopular take to many people, but why are so many Hispanics so hard on MAGA, on being MAGA? Y'all know Trump don't like y'all, right? He don't. Come over here. Come to the light side. We have cookies. What are y'all doing? Why do y'all like this man so much? He doesn't like you. It's as simple as that. We don't have to talk about any policies. We don't got to talk about the wall that he's been threatening. We don't got to talk about how much he's so freaking fixated on illegal immigrants and blah, blah, blah. He simply doesn't like you. Why are you fighting so hard for somebody that doesn't like you, bro? I don't get it. But shout out to this woman. Oh, wait. Shout out to this woman because she's seeing different. She's seeing correct. But let's see what she has to say.
years of trying to avoid the politics conversation with them because I know they are MAGA. And that was the only way we could have a relationship, is if we did not talk about it. Well, I'm done. I'm done. Even if my mom is ill, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. She had the fucking nerve on the phone with me. We were arguing about ICE and how they're violently tearing families apart, detaining and deporting people without due process. And she said, I don't give an F about brown people. And then I
But
don't
you're
give an
brown.
F about slur. And I said to her, I said, this is literally what the Nazis did. The way you're talking, this is what the Nazis did. And she had the fucking gall to say to me, well, your dad is German. And she said, and you are too.
Oof.
And I said, but my kids are going to grow up with empathy. And I hung up on her. And I'm about to block her because that's it. That's it.
My parents did vote in their best interest, and I almost think that's worse. Like, I feel like if they were just really uneducated and didn't understand the impact, maybe it would be like a little less shitty. But they're very aware, right? Like my family is very wealthy, or my parents are very wealthy, and so they did vote in their best interest. They prioritized money over people, and that is really hard for me. And also to the point where like they are so pro Second Amendment that I feel like even if it was my school that got, or my husband's, I don't think that would change their mind on legislation at all.
My mother is a MAGA boomer. About 2 years ago, I was arguing with her about January 6th and how terrible it was. I brought up how those people built gallows on the sidewalk to unalive Mike Pence. She looks me in my face and says, "Where'd you see that?" And I was like, "On every legacy news media outlet, Mom. Like, it happened." She 100% honestly told me she had never seen that. So I pulled out my phone and I just Googled it. And of course, a gajillion photos of the gallows show up. She had honestly never seen it. Then I remembered my parents haven't had cable for years. They grew up in fundamentalist Christianity from the time they were teenagers, and they raised me in the same. Got rid of cable a long time ago. You don't have satellite TV.
Side note, you know how tired I am of so many of these self-acclaimed Christians out here doing this straight up grade A class S dog BS? Like, stop it. Stop it. You have become lost in the sauce. The word is not here to just freaking trick you and mess you up. It's like a gun. It's about how you use it. Do you use it correctly or do you use it incorrectly? Stop it. Y'all are pissing me off. And you're making Christians look bad across the board. Across the freaking board, bro. Stop it. Y'all are fools. Ignorant. Bigots. Stop it. Learn. Get better. My bad, bro.
Our only source of media is online. We all know these older MAGA folks are only consuming media from right-wing authoritarian content creators, not from legacy outlets that actually still have a big enough reach where they must maintain some level of journalistic integrity. She was 100% telling me the truth, that she had no idea that they built gallows to get rid of Mike Pence on January 6th because he certified the election results of 2020.
As a queer, liberal, adult child of a MAGA family, I need to remind y'all that there are millions of kids trapped in their small, conservative, rural towns that belong to MAGA families, that have MAGA parents, that are not MAGA, that have been marginalized, ignored, and harassed by the people that they love most their entire lives, including their teachers, including their friends, including their pastors, including their family members. Nothing about the way that those people voted says that that child deserves to be harassed or deserves to suffer. That child also does not deserve to be labeled as a MAGA because they have MAGA parents.
If I would have said to my mother when I was a child that I thought that everybody from a different country was a bad person and deserved to be deported, she would have smacked the shit out of me. If I would have come to her as a teenager,
I shouldn't be laughing about that,
and said that I was thinking about dating somebody who's on tape talking about grabbing by the pussy and hanging out with PDF files, she would have smacked the shit out of me. If ever in my life she heard me mocking a disabled person, considering she has a disabled child, I have a disabled sister, she would have smacked the absolute shit out of me. Now, friends, guess who voted for whom in these last couple elections? Because I'm sitting here trying to understand where that disconnect came in. Because what I am out here doing is fighting for the values that were instilled in me by somebody who no longer has them. Not only no longer has them, while I am out here fully ready and willing to die for these rights and values. she would unalive me, her daughter, because she is now against these things so much.
So there was a violent ICE arrest made in my hometown. And I don't want to completely dox myself here, but it was it went viral, and it was heartbreaking. And the actual arrest happened on the road that I used to live on, about 10 minutes from my house on a country highway. And I sent this to my mom because my parents are triple Trumpers. And throughout this administration, I've tried to send things that are very unbiased, things that seem extremely black and white. So I sent this video to her and I said, hey, did you see that this happened? And her response was, oh my gosh, that is horrific. We need to talk to immigration lawyers, named off a couple of people that we know. And in the text, she said, people need to be protesting all across this country. We need peaceful protests. I said, great, Mom. Actually, there's this huge protest that's happened multiple times. It's called No Kings. And she says, oh, well, I've heard about them, and it's full of BS. I said, oh, how so? She said, well, Kamala Harris was not duly elected as the Democratic nominee last year. So, and Trump was duly elected. So, which smacks more of monarchy? And my response was, oh, well, you're not part of the Democratic Party, so why do you care? And she says, well, corruption in any form is just so dangerous. So, well, Mom, got some bad news for you about the Trump administration. And she just kind of brushes me off by saying that, well, politics in general, it's about the ideas. Politics is about the ideas. There's always going to be corruption in politics. And it just kind of stunned me because, I've sent her different things through the year, and nothing will shift her. Nothing will shift her from supporting the current administration.
My mom has always claimed to be apolitical, even though socially she's probably even more bigoted than my dad. My mom didn't need to be indoctrinated by Fox News to become a racist, bigoted, misogynistic pick-me. She just hides it really well, which is why she is more damaging to me than my dad. And this has a huge overlap with the conversation about emotionally immature parents and that sort of thing, because a lot of people will talk about having like overtly abusive, angry, whatever parents. Like my dad definitely falls into that category, not physically, but definitely emotionally, verbally abusive, for sure, 100%. But the way my mom abuses her kids is by manipulating them. It's by taking on behaviors that make it look like she's a loving parent. But if you do what she perceives as a slight, she will flip out. The night before the inauguration, I told my dad, I cannot associate with fascist sympathizers and apologists. And I meant that. I 100% meant that. Like, that's actually, the fact that you cannot see that this is what it is actually makes this decision very easy for me, because you are so far gone that I don't have to question whether not ever talking to you again is the right decision. Sidebar, when I said that I can't associate, he said, great, now you made your mother cry, good job. So just so you know what we're dealing with here. 3 days later, like nothing ever happened, my mom texted our group chat with me, my fiance, my dad, my mom, and my brother, and was like, hey, we're going to be in town for whatever doctor appointment. Do you want to all get lunch? And all I said was, I do not associate with fascist sympathizers.
From years of tension to
this makes me think about the fact that, like, with age, some people just kind of get set in their ways and they're not open to change. And I don't necessarily think that's a good thing generally. Sure, if you're set in your ways about being kind of open to growth, that's one thing. But when you're just like, oh, it's been like this for so many years and I'm gonna just keep it, nah, bro. Nah, it's not like that. It's not like that. It kind of never was, but with how fast technology is moving nowadays, it's just not like that. You got to open yourself up to new understanding of what's going on, because things are changing faster and faster and faster till we freaking hit the apocalypse or something. And then it's going to reset again. But where we are now, you can't just be stuck in your ways and just like dying on a hill of ignorance. I don't get that. And a lot of these younger generations now, like the people we're seeing in this clip, they're learning about that. They're seeing it firsthand. And it's happening, unfortunately, with their parents. And it's sad to see, man, because these are the people that raised you and you love them like relatively unconditionally. And yet you just can't get with how they're moving. And so you got to part ways with them. So I get it. I get it. Like, if my parents were on like the MAGA wave and stuff, like they're not. They're on the other side. They're on the good side, the light side of the force, if you will. So I get along great with my parents. But if they were just on some like straight MAGA stuff, and I mean that almost doesn't happen if you're black, unless your parents are some raccoons. But if they happen to be on that type of stuff, then I wouldn't be able to associate with them in the same way that I do now. So I get it. And it's sad. It's sad to see, man. But let me stop yapping.
Sudden breaking points. Many describe how political conflict has seeped into everyday conversations and family traditions. Their experiences reveal pain, confusion, and the difficult choices people are facing inside their own homes.
Mom, who do you blame for the shutdown?
The Democrats.
Why is that?
They wanted to include, it was an ungodly amount. I don't even know what the amount was, $1 billion for aid, healthcare to illegals.
That's not true.
Now, if you don't think we're paying for illegal healthcare right now.
What you've said is not true.
Okay, if you don't think yes, it is. If you don't think we're paying for healthcare to illegals for illegal people.
And that's the other thing too. They just be saying stuff and just standing on it like, no, that's true. That's the facts. And they have nothing to back it up. Nothing. They just, where do they get this from? Where do they get this from? Like, it's almost hard to even believe the freaking lies that they're telling people. I mean, it's impossible for me. But the fact that you could just go to any person that, like, just go up to somebody that looked like this. You have a 90% chance of just lying to them about something and they just believe it and run with it and live by it and die by it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why? How do you choose to just be ignorant and just believe it? Like, this is an NPC. This is an NPC. These are people that basically they're just not even a person. They're just walking around doing stuff, believing crap. Just, oh, that's the truth. It's because of this and that. Why? Where'd you even get that from? I'm yapping.
Well, right now, then you are crazy. If an illegal right here on my street would walk across.
Also, illegal immigrants are a net positive for our country by being here. They come here, they fuel the economy, and unfortunately, they're also cut off from Social Security benefits. So they come here, give the country money, and then the country doesn't give them back money that they give to its citizens. So they just come here and just give us money. That's it. And they take jobs that you don't want to do. I don't want to do. There's nothing wrong with immigrants. There's nothing wrong with it. I say that and I'm standing on it. There's nothing wrong with it. It helps the country and they know it. What's wrong with y'all?
And accidentally get hit by a car, the ambulance would be called and they would be taken to the hospital. They would be cared for. Who pays for that? The American people.
Who pays for it if it's somebody who's uninsured but a U.S. citizen? The American people.
It's been about a week since my ailing mother put her hands on me and slapped me across the face. And I took my child's and most of our possessions, everything that would fit in my car. Anyways, and left in the middle of the night. Because there's one thing for certain, two things for sure. You absolutely have me fucked all the way up if you think I'm going to still have my child in your life. and you're going to put your hands on me in front of him? And it's funny because my mom pulled the guilt trip on the way out while I'm taking all of my things and said, am I allowed to say goodbye to him? Am I allowed? Sure, you're allowed. You're never going to see him again, but you're allowed. About a week ago, my mom started screaming and yelling because of a sarcastic remark that I made, because apparently you're not allowed to do that ever. She can say and do whatever she wants. She can make abusive comments as much as she wants. She can threaten to take my child away from me with baseless accusations. And I just have to sit there and take it. Absolutely fucking insanity. Anyways, my mom started screaming and yelling. My dad started screaming and yelling. My younger brother, who has never moved out of my parents' house, started screaming and yelling. And my mom slapped me across the face. She slapped me across the face, something I never thought would happen, with my kid standing directly behind me. And so I took all my things, put them in my car at 9:30 at night, and I packed my kid in the car, put him in his little seat, and I said bye. And my mom said, when am I babysitting next? And I said, never.
Like, another hard thing is my mom is very pro MAGA, and she's on disability, and she voted for Trump twice, despite the fact that it's harming her daughter, you know, and she doesn't care. And that was hard. That was a hard realization. And so I haven't spoken with her in about a year now.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me. You're not going to pay property taxes. You're not going to pay income taxes. You're going to have a lot more money in your pocket. I can't remember all of the rest of the details, but it's going to be amazing.
My MAGA mom just left my house a week ago after being here for 3.5 weeks. 2 of those weeks I was at home 24 hours a day with her, and it was just fucking hard. And it's getting harder. It's getting harder. Like, I remember joining Reddit in 2020 for the first time ever so that I could specifically join a subreddit called QAnon Casualties. And we made it through COVID, which I really was, wasn't sure she was going to make it through COVID at all, because has COPD. She's not a well woman. And, she was fighting the mask mandates and the vaccine mandates. And she was all ivermectin HCQing it up. But so I was fearful she was even going to make it actually through COVID, but she did, because the one thing she has going for her is that she is virtually isolated in a rural area where she lives. But with Trump 2.0, it is just getting harder. And I want to avoid politics. I try so hard to avoid politics with her, but within her space, she's as well informed as I am within our space. If you can call it informed, I mean, she's well informed for what is being printed on the Daily Caller and being talked about in Fox News and Newsmax and all the fucking derivative offshoots that came from Rush Limbaugh turned Fox News turned, all the bullshit. So she's well informed on that, but it's just like it's rotting her brain, and she doesn't recognize that, obviously, at all. And as we descend into some dystopian hellscape in this country, and I feel like it's not really even safe to stay in this country, it's harder to deal with but Hunter Biden's laptop bullshit. It's more difficult to hear about a $40-50 million job that he had with Burisma and give a fuck. It's hard to deal with the $5 million for the big guy in China as we watch $400 million planes be received from Qatar. And, this cryptocurrency. I mean, just open, raw corruption, like right in our face. And all of the destruction that he's doing. Things that...
Yeah. I think we got the gist on this. I think we got the gist on the video itself at this point, but it's just like there's so many people out here that are just stuck in their own uneducated prehistoric ways, and they're messing up the future generations, messing up the future in general, all of that type of stuff. And these MAGA parents, like, I have to say, I am actually glad that these children of these MAGA parents are cutting them off. I'm glad, because I can't give that much sympathy to a person that's just stuck in bigotous ways, if that's even a word. I can't give sympathy to that, because you have to know. And once you get, older and seasoned and stuck in your ways or whatever, that shows who you truly are. And if they truly are a person that is just that dumb, then I'm sorry, bro. You didn't make the cut. You gotta get your kids are finna cut you off. You're finna be out here looking stupid, fighting for somebody that don't even like you. And that's just your fate. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. Somebody tell Thanos to make it snappy, because 50% of people can probably go ahead and get up out of here. What? Like, it's annoying. So I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad that these younger folks, the kids of these people, are cutting them off and living their lives in a much better way, a much more understanding and non-ignorant way. I like to see it, because like they always say, the children are the future, right? So yeah, if you got parents that are just out here just being complete idiots and fighting for the worsening of not only everybody else but themselves too, go ahead, cut them off. I ain't mad if you cut them off. You can still love them from afar, but don't feed into that. Don't help them become further and further grounded in those beliefs. Don't. It's stupid. And if it's stupid, don't be with it, regardless of who it is. If it's something that you know is stupid and ignorant, don't get down with that just because I love this person. It don't matter. That don't matter. It's wrong. It's BS. So yeah, if you got some MAGA parents and you don't agree with them and they're just acting like total dunces in all of their decisions and the way that they live, don't be mad if you got to cut them off. Love them from afar. That's a thing, and it's totally possible. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to hate them as a person, but you don't have to associate with them. You don't, because this is ridiculous. So yeah, I like to see it, and I love to see people wisen up and take a stand for what's right and be against all this stuff, because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time and energy, and there's a lot of people that just ain't gonna make the cut out here. We live in different times. It's more inclusive now. We should be understanding that. We're the human race. We're only one race. Race is a made-up concept in itself. We're one race, humans. If we want to differentiate ourselves, let's differentiate ourselves from fish and freaking birds or something. Then we could talk about race. But if we're talking about actual race, why do we all agree that human race is a term used to identify a race? That's what race is. So it doesn't matter any of that stuff. And, I could go on and on and on about this. But I'm just glad to see people are wisening up. And I'm glad to see the younger generation is not being as stupid as the previous generations were. Not as a whole, but a lot of people within the previous generations. So I'm glad to see this, because we need a change, because we're going to destroy the world. We're destroying the world, right? We're bringing forth the end of days. And it was written. It's gonna happen. But we need to do what we can to make these times as best as possible. Period. Because people out here being stupid. And we shouldn't stand for it. Don't stand for it. Don't get with it. Do your own thing. Do your own thing to the best of your ability to make everybody around you more comfortable and happy. Whether it's in a small scale or a large scale. Do it that way. But yeah, cheers to these people. Cut those idiots off. But yeah, with that being said, that's gonna be all for this video. I could yap about this for forever. So we're just gonna leave it here. But if you want more content about this, trust me, let me know. I will give it to you. So yep. Thank you for tuning in, man. Leave your comments down below. I want to oh my gosh. I want to chop it up with y'all. I'll respond to every comment that's on my videos. So leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let's talk about it. Thank you for tuning in, man. Until next time, peace, love, blessings. Stay up. Peace out.